What's going on, everybody? My name's Danny Ferrari.
My name's Parker Immense.
We are Excellent Sound, and we owe you guys. We're paying off credit card today.
Paying that shit off.
You guys asked for it. Skrillex's Fuji opener. I never moved my arm so fast in my entire life.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We are Excellent Sound. If you're new here, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe and give us a thumbs up and notification bell and all that shit.
Smash it.
You guys asked for it. We are paying off credit card debt today. We asked for 1,000 likes on the Fuji opener, the second drop that we did already.
You guys totally crushed that. I think it's over 2K, right?
It's got to be insane. Yeah. So you guys crushed it, so we owed you. We're doing it. Fuji opener, the first drop. You heard it. If you guys want to get the download in the description below, go ahead and click on that as well.
Tons of free downloads down there. Go ahead and visit the website.
Yeah, a lot of free downloads on the website as well.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about how you guys can get this project file. We're going to go over that lead sound, show you guys how it's made. We remake everything here. This is what we do.
Just literally everything, not just one sound.
In celebration of this, too, In Your House is out now, so make sure you guys go grab it. It's got 100 presets. It's got over 500 samples. I'm out of breath.
It's one of the craziest packs ever that we've released. And,
and it's insane.
It's also a new genre. We don't usually do a lot of house stuff, but this one's super crazy. You could use it for hybrid trap. You could use it for, your favorite night bass.
Night bass.
A lot of cool house stuff.
Absolutely.
Go grab it if you haven't already. Everybody's been talking about it, going crazy about it.
Yeah, so it's doing really well. And it's super versatile. So if you make other styles of music, I definitely recommend. Even if you make this, you can make a lot of these type of sounds with the presets and, of course, a lot of the drum samples and loops. Anyway, so the sound we're going to be going over today is going to be this. And before I get into it, I want to give you guys another like goal.
Yeah, man.
You guys have been asking for Mumbai Power, okay? So a lot of Skrillex, but we're down to do it. We are absolutely 100% down. You guys crushed 1,000 likes, so let's go ahead and bump it up to, from this video.
Yeah, let's bump it up to 1,500.
1,500 likes, and we'll do Mumbai Power.
Yeah, man, let's get it.
We try not to do too many. I mean, we love doing Skrillex, so we don't really care.
Yeah, Skrillex is our favorite, of course.
So, go ahead and, make sure you guys give credit to the artists that we remake here, too. All these guys, they make all this great music for us to learn from and obviously enjoy.
Yeah, it's super inspirational.
So make sure you guys support them. Go check out Skrillex if you haven't already heard of him. He's pretty dope.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I've heard of him. Okay, so the lead we're going to be going over is these ping pong lead. Sounds like this. Pretty exact. And a lot of the elements that we made, which I'll go over later, like the drums and some of the one-shots and some of these other bass fills. I'll go over that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and get into it. What do you say, Parks?
Let's get it.
I'm not forgetting anything, so I'm ready to go, dude.
Yeah, let's get right in.
All right, I'm going to go. I have an initiated patch right here in SERUM. Bop. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and I got the rack set up. The rack is also in the download description below, so if you are in another DAW, don't worry. I can explain it for another DAW, like what you can use. It's pretty basic stuff. Just match the settings. You'll be able to figure it out. It'll sound close. Trust me. There we go.
So crazy.
Nice. Okay. So some automation stuff is kind of happening in this, which I'll get into a little bit later. I went ahead and copied it down, but we'll like I said, we'll get into that later. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do basic shapes, analog, oscillator 1, basic shapes, and we're going to start with a sine wave. We are going to turn the random all the way down, and we're going to set the level all the way down as well. And for the warp, we're going to go ahead and put FM from B. And I'm already going to put that at 43%. Bam. Okay, so we need to get some sound going. So let's go ahead and initiate oscillator B. Oscillator B is going to be digital, and the wavetable we're going to use is FM. By the way, we included, I think, like 32 wavetables in our new In Your House pack. So we actually did wavetables for once. So
yeah, we've never done that before.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like to do a lot of stuff with basic shapes, but we wanted to make some easy stuff for you guys to be able to just kind of throw in and just start sounding good. So the one we're using is FM, so we're doing triple FMs. And this one's going to be set octave-wise to +2. Go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and turn the wavetable position to 179. 179. And we're going to turn the level all the way down. And we're going to go ahead and turn the random all the way down as well. Okay, so now that I got that, let's make the LFO. There's only one LFO in the sound. It's actually fairly simple. It's just hard getting, like with Skrillex, it's like his timbre. I don't know, something about his timbre and his pitch. His stuff's always super pitchy and sounds so good. So I'm going to bring it around, let's see, like right before the end of the grid right here, if you're an 8, which you should be. Right around right there, maybe that little nodule right there. I'm going to pull this up like so. And I'm going to pull this one down just like that. It's like a really, really fast sort of shot right here. I'm going to put this on the level of oscillator B, and I'm going to pull that back to like 56. Let's see if we can get some sound now that I have. Nice, I have some sound. Okay, let's go ahead and back to the LFO 1, sorry. Let's go ahead and put it on trigger and set it to 16ths. There it goes. Okay. Really quiet, but we're going to go ahead and fix that. All right, so back to oscillator B. Again, like I was explaining about Skrillex and his like pitchiness, a lot of his sounds are very pitchy. I think he does a lot of pitch bend stuff in the sounds.
Yeah, totally.
And they don't ever sound like perfectly on pitch. It's really interesting. I went ahead and adjusted the fine tune to 98 on oscillator B. It makes a tiny little bit of difference, but super important nonetheless. Let's go ahead and also add LFO 1 to FM from B, and we're going to pull it backwards, believe it or not. We're going to go minus 31. I rarely ever do this, but it made sense. And the thing with FM is FM has, like, because when you're bringing in those other harmonics, it can make it sound like if you have just like a perfect pitch of like a sine wave, when you're bringing in those other harmonics, it's adding in other pitches that aren't necessarily in the exact tune of what that wavetable would be.
Yeah, it creates some like dissonance.
Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so that looks good. FM from B, minus 31. I'm going to also apply this to the wavetable position of oscillator B, and I'm going to have it go all the way up like so. Let's see what that's doing. Nice, nothing yet. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and set it on mono while we're here. And let's add our first filter. The filter I'm going to use is multi-flanges.
Yep, Flangefest.
Flangefest minus, Flange minus, a really great filter, one of my faves. Make sure both A and B are going to it because it feels good. And we're also going to set the, you can also set the noise and sub oscillator. We're not using any of that, but if you wanted to, you could do that. I'm going to set the cutoff to 251, just like so. And I'm going to turn the resonance all the way down to 0. And I'm going to go ahead and put LFO 1 on the resonance, and I'm going to put that up to a little bit past noon at like 53.
That was good.
Makes it a little bit more hollow sounding. I'll turn it up so you guys can hear it. But next, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the cutoff switch, and this is barely going to be moving. Is it going back and forth? No, it's just going one way. Okay, so yeah, make sure just going forward. Shift off the Windows clip if you don't have it going forward, and just have it go, was it 3, Parker, or 2?
3.
3. Nice. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and make another LFO for right now. I usually like to have a preset set up. Like, we have an excellent template set up. I really recommend that you guys do that. I usually use LFO 4. LFO 4 is going to just go to basic and set it to 50 like so. We're going to come back to that and make sure that's on to trigger and quarter note. So we'll come back to that in just a second. Let's go ahead and get into the effects. So the first effect we have is we have an EQ. I have this preloaded. EQ, the left side notch is going to be at 530. Oops, I moved it. Oh, well. I should put it back because this is kind of specific. The Q is going to be at 45, and the gain is going to be at 24. And then on the right side, we have the frequency at 1500, Q at 39%, and gain all the way down. I'm going to turn the multiband on right now. The multiband's pretty standard. I want to get loudness so you guys can hear it. Minus 12, 4/1, 90, 90, and 6.6. Okay, cool. So now let's go ahead and initiate the hyperdimension. Hyperdimension is going to be at 37 on the rate, detune 34, mix all the way down, size all the way down, and mix on dimension at 26. I'm going to go ahead and apply an LFO1 to the frequency of the EQ on the left, and that's going to be set to 11s. Let's see. Get some moving formats there. Next, I'm going to put it on the right side, and that's going to be on the right side of the EQ. It's going to be set to -7s. Let's go do that real quick. Nice. Okay, and let's go ahead and add this also to the mix knob of the hyper, and I'm going to pull that down to 39. Fantastic. I'm missing one LFO. This 9 is supposed to go on something else too. Let's see that. That's good. Let's go back to the first page. I might be forgetting something on one of the oscillators. Wavetable, level. What am I forgetting there?
I think we're looking good.
Is it on something? Wavetable, cutoff, resonance. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going. We'll figure it out if we don't. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and... so for LFO4, what you're going to want to do is we set it to quarter and trigger, and we made it set it to 50. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this like so, like right to that little block, and then this one's going to go right down to the bottom block, I believe, or like a little bit right before the bottom block. And then for the master tune, we're going to go ahead and apply LFO4 to the global master tune. And we're going to set this number to 9. Okay. 9. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get into the processing. But before we do that, if you guys want to get this project file remake that we did, go make sure you guys go check out our Patreon. It'll be in the link description down below. We have tons of other project files in there for you guys to check out, some stuff that we've done, some other remakes. Recommend you guys do it. It's just $10 a month for the YouTube tier. We also have other tiers like Mystery Loot, and we also have the VIP and exclusive tier. So I recommend you guys go check that out if you guys want to get all these different sounds.
Yeah, and this is a huge project file right here. You get all of those subs and wubs and all the fucking crazy.
And I'm gonna since we're talking about it, I'm gonna show you guys like some of the drum elements. If you guys got the first Fuji opener one, it's pretty much some of the same stuff, but we have some other stuff like some of the snares, like this Debo snare, and then the cymbals, the snare, obviously. Sub. And then as far as like some of the drop sounds, you know, we got some chords in here, some one shots, this bass fill sound, which was super cool to make. That one was really fun to make.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
And these are other like little fill sounds too that are pretty cool. And then, of course, some of the vocal stuff, too. Like, Skrillex really does so much amazing stuff with, like, background. If you ever really listen to it, there's, like, this little vocal loop thing that I heard that was really sounding really good. Just, like, a little clip like that. Just stuff like that he just puts in there that you don't even really realize that are there. So, yeah, there's tons of stuff in there. So make sure you guys go check that out on our Patreon. Link will be in the description below. Let's go ahead and get into the processing. All right, so now that I got this, we got to make this thing sound fat, okay? So the first thing we added is Yo Man. So if you don't have Yo Man, just use a chorus and match the settings here. High pass, make sure it's at 12.9 milliseconds. Dry wet's at 20. Feedback is at 40 sevs. So let's see what this is sounding. Starting to get there.
Yep.
That Yo Man does a lot. It's a chorus. Skrillex does a lot of choruses, I believe.
He loves chorus.
Yeah, so we got this on here. You can just set a regular chorus up and just match these settings if you do not have this. Again, this is just Ableton's chorus, and this is just a preset. It's just a preset. It's not that hard. Okay, next we have an EQ. We're going to cut the lows. Nice, okay. Next we have an OTT. Some mids pulled up. Outputs at 10, time at 1,000, and it's at 100%. Starting to come to life, huh, Parks?
Yeah, man. Bringing those mids out.
And then we got another OTT because why not? Same thing, 10 for the output, 1,000 for the time, and a little bit of highs, tiny little bit of highs, tiny little bit of mids, and no lows. Nice. Next, we have a saturator with the drive set to 7 and soft clip on at 100%.
There it is.
There's a lot of weird panning stuff going on. We really had to dial it in, so we have a lot of different techniques, but we have an auto pan set up on here. You guys can do it yourself if you do not have auto pan, but you can just pan it. Essentially, the very first sound goes woo, and it goes from left to right, and then it's kind of back and forth to each ear, but really, really not super far, just like a little, like kind of knocking back and forth.
Yeah, it creates like a cool phase effect.
Yeah, like an ear candy. It just kind of makes it dance a little bit more.
Totally.
Next, we're using a compressed room reverb. If you don't have this, if you don't have Ableton, again, it's just a reverb with a compressor. These are the settings, a very low cut. Dry wet is not at 70. It's probably a little less. It's just a light reverb with some... See, very light. It just sounds like a room. It doesn't... like you would put on a hi-hat. I should try that on some of the drums.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then lastly, we have a final EQ, just cutting some of the lows, pulling up some mids here at 774, and then dipping out at 6.81. And then I want to go over to, we also have the washout thing here. That's just for like the end of the song. But yeah, I want to go over just real quick a little bit about the MIDI because I think that would be really helpful. And again, you guys, if you guys like this style of music and you like the sounds that we make and you like our presets, make sure you guys go check out our sample packs on our website. Again, In Your House is out now. I recommend that you guys go get it. It's a really great pack, really versatile. You guys can use it for a lot of different genres. Again, it's like very much so like bass house and G house, but
it's
also
a ton of value for how much it is too. You're getting so many samples, a lot of presets. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, so we're so excited to have it, and check out. Make sure if you haven't already heard the original mix that Parker and I did for it, using entirely all In Your House samples and presets designed by us.
Super heavy.
Yeah, and we like manipulate them, and the project file in there is just crazy. So. If you thought Cartel Volume 2 was crazy.
Oh, yeah, the processing on the stuff we're doing is insane.
And this is like a lot of like what I've been picking up because I did a lot of this in the, like with a lot of the panning in the Run That track with like panning it back and forth.
Panning is so important. Everybody forgets about it.
And it's a lot of automation, which is really cool. So make sure you guys check that out. But essentially, what I have is I have the pitch bend set up to, what is the pitch bend set up at?
It's at,
is it at 1?
Yeah.
It's at 1 and 1, okay? So I have the pitch bend set up at 1 and 1 for SERUM. And what's happening is it's just going back and forth with the pitch bend, but barely. See, this is not even hitting 1. It's like I'm just messing with the pitch just a little bit, okay? So I automated the pitch bend to go just barely slightly. You can see that mod wheel moving just a touch. It's not even hitting the full 1, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like pulling it in and out of tune, just barely, like fine tune. And then I have some panning like I was explaining. So it goes from left to right and then up and down, left and right again, which we already have with an auto pan we're doing again. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as like the processing on the MIDI, which I thought was really cool to be able to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys learned something. Again, we are Excellent Sound. If you want to get this project file, go check out our Patreon right now. Link is in the description. If you guys want to get the preset and the rack, that is also in the download description below. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys give us a nice subscribe. And we need to hit 1,500 likes, and we'll do Mumbai Power.
1,500.
Hopefully you guys learned something. Parker, am I forgetting anything?
I think this is it, man.
Do we have any contests? No, we're out.
Yeah. This is a sick sound. Like for tons of hybrid trap. Like
absolutely.
If you don't want to get this, like I don't know what you guys are thinking. Just go ahead and grab it. It's totally free. Give it to your friends. Like it's a sick sound.
And don't forget to check out our website with like tons of free stuff. Like I know
go collect.
Like,
go collect them all.
So many free sounds on there, and racks, and some project files, and a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and play this out. We will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, bells, all that shit. Let's go.
Thank you guys.
We'll play the build, and then we'll hit the drop. Watch me pop it like a... See you guys next time.